So let me tell you the story about the time that I went to Florida and back driving all within one day. And I know what you're thinking, Kai, that sounds insane. And in retrospect, the answer is yes. That was the most insane thing I've ever done in my life. However, I did it. I don't know how, but I freaking did it. So let's tell this story. A couple years ago, my best friend, Amanda, her sister was getting married down in Ocala, Florida, which is kind of like near-ish Orlando, maybe I guess a little less than an hour from Orlando in Central Florida. And so she was getting married, and I'm friends with that entire family. That entire family is full of good, kind people that I've gotten to know by chance, really, over the course of many years. And so her sister was getting married. So I was invited to the wedding, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to go or not, because at the time I was working a new job in Center City, Philadelphia. And I didn't know whether, my time off would be approved, and I didn't know whether, I could even afford a plane ticket, because it was like a brand new job and I hadn't really even gotten paid yet. So I had no idea whether I'd be able to actually go or not. And I was kind of just on the fence. And so here's the thing. I told the family that I was going to come, right? So they were expecting me there. And obviously, for a wedding, if you tell somebody that you're going to come to the wedding, you should go to the wedding, because they're setting aside food for you, they're paying for this stuff, they're paying per head, all of this stuff. It's really important that you're there. So I was working that day in Center City, Philadelphia, and the day before the wedding, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to go. I can't go. I'm going to let them know that I can't make it. It's just too much with work, blah, blah, blah. The morning of the wedding. Now, mind you, the wedding was on a Saturday afternoon. And at this point, this is Friday morning. So that Friday morning, I woke up and I had found out that morning at work that I was the employee of the month, which came with a raise. Well, not really like a raise, but a little bonus and a special party, dinner, all of that. And so I was feeling good. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to Florida. I'm going to drive down to Florida. I had extra money in my pocket. I was feeling good. But here's the thing, I had no hotel. So the wedding was on a Saturday afternoon into the Saturday evening. And I had to be back that Sunday because I was working on a show at the time. And I had rehearsal Sunday, I don't know. I want to say Sunday evening, I guess. So I had to be back that Sunday. And I was like, you know what? I can do it. I'm going to drive all the way down to Florida in my beat up Ford Focus. I'm going to go to the wedding and I'm going to drive back after the wedding. Now, as I'm saying this out loud, I'm realizing how dumb this entire thing sounds. But when I tell you that when I decided in the moment to go down to Florida, to drive down to Florida and then drive back, I was thinking to myself, oh, this is going to be easy. This shouldn't be a problem at all. Let me tell you about this trip. Driving down was actually no problem. So I left. I got employee of the month, and I left straight from work. I had my bags packed, and by bags I mean bag. I had my I didn't even have a change of clothes outside of my suit that I was going to wear to the wedding. So I had my work clothes on and the suit. I didn't have anything else clothing wise. I just did not think this through. So I driving down to Ocala, Florida was actually no problem. I left that evening, right after work. The wedding was that afternoon. I didn't stop at all. I made it. I can't remember how long was the drive. Alexa, how long does it take to get from Philadelphia to Ocala, Florida?
From Philadelphia, a drive to Ocala would take about 15 hours
and
6 minutes.
Right. So this makes sense. This makes perfect sense, right? So I left, like, this had to be around like 9-ish, right? So to get to Ocala, it takes 15 hours. So the wedding was that afternoon. And so, like, I had made it with like minutes to spare. I got changed for this wedding in this like truck stop restroom. I didn't have any deodorant. I didn't have any cologne. I just had my suits, and I couldn't take a shower, nothing. I went from work, drove down to Florida, got changed in a truck stop, and then went to the wedding. That was my drive down. Now, here's the thing. Once I was at the wedding, I was fine. It was all good. Now, mind you, let me once again put this into perspective for you. I woke up on Friday, worked all day, went to the party that night, left straight from the party to the wedding, which took 15 hours. So mind you, I haven't slept in about a day and a half. Oh my God, I can't saying this story out loud. It just makes me sound insane. So the wedding was great. Went to the reception. Everything was great. And my best friend, Amanda, she was like, why don't you just stay? Why don't you stay the night and then drive back, in the morning? I'm like, I can't. I have to get back because I have rehearsal the next day and I have to make it back. I leave the reception. The first 2 hours of the drive back were fine. But then that's when things started to go downhill. Once again, let me remind you that at this point, it's Sunday morning. I have not slept since Friday morning when I woke up to go to work. I've been awake for pretty much 2 straight days, and I'm driving from Ocala, Florida to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The first 2 hours of the drive back were fine. I had like a Red Bull or something, and I was riding the high of the wedding, right? So like it was a good 2 hours. This is when I knew that I had to pull over and stop. So at this point, I'm like maybe like in Georgia, somewhere in Georgia. At this point, it's maybe like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, I guess. I'm driving down the highway. It's like pitch black. Middle of the night, I'm the only car on the road. I'm driving, and as I'm driving, I see this gorgeous bridge. It was like an overpass bridge, and it was lit up. It was like, had like these beautiful multicolored lights, and they were like flashing. It looked like a Christmas tree bridge, right? It was gorgeous. Oh my gosh. And I'm looking at the bridge as I'm driving towards it. I'm like, oh my God, this bridge is gorgeous. Oh man. This is when I knew I had to pull over. I go under the bridge, and I'm thinking to myself, man, that bridge was gorgeous, but it's in the middle of nowhere. Why would they put a bridge in the middle of nowhere? And I look in my rearview mirror, and I realize there was no bridge. I had completely, 100% made up a bridge, an overpass, with colorful lights that did not exist. I was still on the dark road. I hallucinated an entire bridge. And I was like, oh, this is not good. I need to pull over right now because I might hurt myself and or somebody else. I had not slept in 2 days, and I completely just fantasized this gorgeous bridge. But here's the thing. I knew I had to pull over, but I also knew I had to stay on the road. So I didn't have time to like get a hotel. So I'm like, let me just sleep in the parking lot of a hotel, right? I'm like, I can't sleep long. Let me sleep for an hour. Let me just close my eyes for an hour. I pull over into the parking lot. I fall asleep for like an hour. And I'm like, oh God, I have to get on the road. When I say that the next 13 hours of driving was complete torture, I don't know how else to describe it. I had to stop maybe 2, 3, 4 times and take like little micro naps along the way. I had not slept a full night of sleep at this point, 2.5 days. I did not have a change of clothes. I had to drive straight to rehearsal. I'm still in my tux from the wedding. And I had to rehearse a musical, which was an hour away from where I live. So I went to rehearsal. I don't know. I don't remember anything about that rehearsal. I don't remember anything about the last maybe like 10 hours of that drive. I don't remember getting home that night. I remember taking off that Monday because I'm like, I'm just going to sleep and I don't know when I'm going to wake up, but I'm not setting an alarm. Ain't no way. And it was at that point that I determined that I will never, ever, ever drive to Ocala, Florida ever again. I don't like long drives as it is. My commute now to work is about, I guess about an hour, a little less than an hour. But that's it. That's the extent of my driving now. That drive scarred me for life. And I don't know if I could ever, ever, ever do it again. That drive back haunts my dreams to this day. And this had to be maybe like 5-6 years ago, I guess. Haunts my dreams. Amanda, if you're listening to this, or if your sister Rachel's listening to this, you should have forced me to stay that night at your place. You should have forced me, because me driving home after the reception that day was awful. And I will never, ever, ever do it again. And it scarred my driving for the rest of my life. But guess what? I can say I did it. I drove from Philly to Ocala, Florida, and back in less than, 24 to 48 hours. And I lived to tell about it. But let me tell you something. Next time this needs to happen, my God, I'm going to be looking up flights on Southwest.